Day 22. Day 22. Wow. Made it all the way to day 22. Got a hat on. So got a bit of a head cold. It's definitely getting better though. I generally do all my own self-healing. I haven't seen a doctor in years. Can't actually remember last time I've seen a doctor. I also do my own tooth filling as well. I've been doing my own tooth filling for 7 years. Literally 7 years now, because it was at the solstice. Oh, hang on. No? Haha. 6 years. It was the solstice of 2012 when I started doing my own tooth filling. Why am I telling you about this? Well, who are the real fools? Today is the day of the fool. Well, the fools really, haven't gone through this 22-day process. If there's still arguments against the Gregorian calendar, me claiming it's not scientific, don't know what else to say. Obviously I've got more to say today, so please take that into consideration, if you are taking any of this into consideration. But it's not a joke, The Gregorian calendar is a joke. Science of nature and the cosmos and our ancestors and ancient sites across the planet, which reflects our own, microtubules in our brains to, pretty much the entire thing. Yeah, exactly. So if we want to align with the universe in time, well, who are the real fools? I think the real fools are the ones who don't actually keep up with the latest science. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the problem. And I really didn't know when I was younger in my life just how little everyone understands maths, even on a basic level, or even has any sort of appreciation for maths on a basic level. Yeah, I could say so much more about that, but must get on with the day. Day 22 is coded to white rhythmic mirror. I organize in order to reflect, balancing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the rhythmic tone of equality. I am guided by my own power doubled. I am a galactic activation portal. Enter me. Which is another fascinating thing, because yesterday we had the 5 Earth. In the traditional count it was 11 Monkey. And that's the code of actually Jose Arguelles' signature in a dream spell, but nonetheless it's the same code as the 1111, and obviously 11 plus 11 is 22. Well, world was definitely a fool not actually listening to the message of the Peace of 13 Moons. In the same way, not listening to the message of peace of the 33-year Diamond Matrix, when they're all fighting over the 33rd degree parallel in the Middle East. It's what they're fighting over. They may not know that they're fighting over it, but they are. Yeah. So, a world is so ignorant, doesn't even know what it's actually fighting over. Yeah. Troubling times, but it's always been troubling times. This is nothing new. Humans have always been fighting with each other, and usually it comes down to a lot of this. There isn't enough to go around, which usually comes down to this thing of humans not being very good at sharing or learning from each other. When someone has something to share of value, and nobody actually pays any attention. Well, all one can do is continue to share the information in different ways to try and get the point across and not give up. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Day 22. 22. And it's mirror day today, which is nice. 22. And so it is. And so it is. Day 22. So a lot of the time they actually put day 22 as day 0. It's just worth noting that sometimes. That's where it's placed. Where is it in here then? Haha! Maybe it doesn't have it. Must have it. Maybe it's right at the end. Is it right at the end? This is the Joker card, basically. Equivalent to the Joker card. Interesting. I'm going to have to look for it. No, I'm not going to pause the camera. No. Interesting. Fascinating. It's interesting that it's not actually in this book. That's a fascinating one. Oh well. Yes, I'm as confused as you are. I was thinking there would be a Fool's card in the deck. Seems to be missing though. It's an interesting one. So the basically is the Joker card, really. And haha. Alright, well, better wipe the board anyway, so back in a second. So there we go, nice and clean. Zoom in. Joker cards. Oh, my pens are running out here. We're reaching the end. Yeah, I was going to mention, yesterday I was talking about the jet streams. It really comes down to saying, entropy, syntropy. Yes, there is such a thing, syntropy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a thing called syntropy. Have you not heard of syntropy before? Wow. Okay. Let's see, what could I use as a for instance? Well, if you picture in your mind maybe there's this one day in your life where everything just went perfectly. Oh, that's one image that was coming into my head. But imagine that for an entire culture. Instead of this constant wasting resources. Yeah. And just, ignoring the sacredness of numbers and just, like whoever's got the loudest voice is the boss, and they then decide everything because they've got the loudest voice, and then everybody hears them more and therefore votes for them. I still don't understand it. From a mathematical point of view, our world looks insane. Yeah. Sorry again if that offends you. I'm just sharing my own perspectives. Obviously, happy Earth spin, and hello to the world, and greetings to you on your unique path. I am not here to convince you of anything. I will share my view of it though. Yeah. So, syntropy and entropy, that's an interesting one. We've covered that. That's, I would say, a very important aspect of what I've been covering. The lunar cycle, speed up and slow down. Yeah. Speeding up and slowing down, that's relatable to syntropy and entropy. So it happens to the moon, happens to the earth, showed that with the different varying lengths of the seasons, which also rotate. Yeah. So these aren't unusual things. Yeah. And as I mentioned before, the lengths of the year to be measured by the most advanced mathematicians in history and astronomers have always been going up and down. It isn't just steadily that they go down, they go up and down. Yeah. As in a swing. They swing from entropy to syntropy. Yeah. That's what the codes of time and space have revealed to me. That's what I've written about in my book. And it's even more clear to me now with the ice core samples, obviously. And everything that I've been sharing in all these episodes, because this has all just come about in the last couple months, essentially. Systemizing it in this way has come about in the last couple months. Yeah. So here's the predicament we're in. We live in a world that believes in entropy. And entropy only. I think in modern science it's called the second law of thermodynamics, which is fascinating. So everything always winds down. Yeah. Well, the length of the year in my book I described is talking about it going down by 1 second a century. Now, is it only going down, or is it going up and down like this? Like a waveform? Or is it just winding down, like a clock? Well, we don't live in a clock. Yeah? Hope you're hearing that loud and clear. Got the Arcturians here on my side. Yeah, my side, which is the holographic universe side, which has infinite sides. And what you got, the Gregorian calendar and nuclear launch codes. Excuse me while I laugh in your general direction. Yeah, I'm laughing at you. Yeah, I am laughing at you. You would destroy the planet to defend your egos. Yeah. Well, you better humble yourself. Yeah. Learn some science. Yeah. Yeah, that's the truth. Well, disprove me then. Try and disprove me. I'd really appreciate if someone came up with other than a couple sentences of judgmental, egotistical nonsense. Other than that, nobody's hardly even been able to touch anything I've done. No, I've met a lot of people who've ignored the agreements we've made. Oh yeah, loads of people, loads of Satanists, yeah, who don't keep their promises. Yeah. And I introduced you to Chompy. So, we've all got our own Chompy, so it's not my karma, If people break their promises, that's for them to deal with their own Chompy skullface of doom at their moment of death. Yeah. Yeah. And before I even started doing these presentations, like literally a couple days before I started them, I had another near-death experience. Yeah. I was pretty much puking for a whole day. Yeah, I lost weight actually. I felt great afterwards. Yeah, lost weight, feel way better. Wish I'd had time to integrate it though, because I'm now a bit more bunged up again, but it's probably just more stuff clearing. Yeah, I was basically puking for a whole day. Puked my guts the whole night. And then during the day, on and off. And I couldn't have puked up anymore actually. Eventually it just turned into a muscle reaction. And there wasn't anything left. Yeah. And during it, it was uncontrollable. So there was points when I felt like I wasn't going to be able to breathe. Or at the point when I wanted to breathe, I couldn't. And yeah, people die when that happens because they choke on their own vomit. Yeah. So I'll consider that another near-death experience to add to my list of near-death experiences, which I include being betrayed by people who break their promises, because that basically kills whatever it was I was going to do with the energy which they didn't return. Yeah. That's the truth. If you can't handle it, well, you shouldn't have broken promises then, eh? Our planet does these all the time. They're always finding ways to, take the advantage. Again, it's childish behaviour of children playing in the sand, who don't do the maths. Most certainly not. Yeah, I wish I'd known just how little people do the maths. They look for opportunities to take advantage. Yeah, the world is full of opportunists. Yeah, it's quite hilarious. We're not a species. From a galactic point of view, we're not a species. Not yet. No. No, we would have to have peace for 19,000 years. Yeah, to actually graduate as a species. Yeah. So we've got a long time to go. And with all the climatic shifts, well, it's just more challenges to see how humans respond, isn't it? Are they just going to look out for themselves, or are they going to actually maybe think how we can figure it out together? Maybe in alignment with nature, perhaps? Or are they just going to use it in our excuse to, create a whole nother hierarchical system based off of even more horrendously erroneous maths? Well, this is the questions to do with the fool. Or the fools, because I've met many. And I'm certainly not one. because I check the maths. Yeah, I think about what I'm doing before I'm doing it, and you know, if someone wants to betray me, that's their bullshit. And yeah, it does hurt, but my work, it transcends all of it. Yeah, I think you need to look into this crystal pyramid, actually. See this crystal pyramid? Yeah, I think you need to look into that. You know? Because the pyramid is one of the most co-opted signs out there. You know? Like, the top of the pyramid would not exist without the base of the pyramid. So, the people in positions of power are only there because the base of the pyramid, the folks at the salt of the earth, prop them up. And the people at the top of the pyramids are actually meant to be there to serve the base of the pyramid, not take advantage. No, because they're already being lifted up into a position of power. That's what they've been given. No, they shouldn't need any money whatsoever. They should be in a position of having transcended money. Yeah, that's the truth. If you can't handle it, I'm sorry. Just get away. I'm not interested. Come up with a better science that's based off of our ancestors. Where do you reckon I'm getting this information from? It's fairly obvious, actually, if you contemplate the nature of the universe. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the journey of the fools who ignore the natural cycles. It's a shame. In my first book, there's if you look up chapter 5, that's the chapter on my videos online. I call it The Fool. Because it's to do with the economic system, how basically doesn't add up. Yeah, this is a major problem for our hopefully one day to be species. Yeah, it's a major problem. I don't see how anybody, particularly scientists, it's as if we live in this collective, amnesiatic, horrendous nightmare where everybody refuses to change because they don't want to be the one that steps out of the norm just in case they lose their careers. Well, thankfully I don't have a career to lose. Like, I've pretty much lost everything. So, what else have I got to lose? I haven't. I've got my work and that's basically it. Yeah, and it's that important to me. Yeah. That's why I'm still doing it after all the bullshit I've been through. And I'm so thankful for all the knowledge and wisdom that's been shared to me through me doing the maths and quadruple checking it. Yeah, it's an honour. It's truly an honour. I really wish our planet would wake up and learn some respect for nature. Because you're not going to get it using the Gregorian. I'll say it and I'll keep saying it. It's not my choice. Yeah. I've said that before as well. It's not one of these things where you're forced to use it. We're forced to use the Gregorian. Yeah, were you ever given a form or something, maybe when you're a kid? Do you agree to use a Gregorian calendar for your whole life? And swear by it and write all your dates in the Gregorian? So help you the Pope, I guess. I don't know who that guy is. Probably another one of these spiritual imposters claiming to be connected with God. What's that? Yeah. Yeah, you guys spell that wrong, yeah? Well, I'm talking about science here of creation. So, it's geometric and organic dynamic. Yeah. The node, which is everywhere at once. Yeah. top of the pyramid, bottom of the pyramid, middle of the pyramid, all sides of the pyramid, underneath the pyramid. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, that's my understanding of what the meaning of the word equality is. Yeah. So, quite a lot to get through with this dealing with all the fools. I mean, they've obviously got far more to deal with. Fools being essentially having not even stepped out on the magical path. No, not at all. No, the magical path is reserved only for those who actually humble themselves to the magic of nature. Yeah, magic of the universe. The magic that gives life to all life. And, continuously. Birth, life, death, and rebirth, birth, life, death, and rebirth, birth, life, death, and rebirth. Yeah. This is your magic symbol for today. I can't remember what the symbol's for again, but all I see is maybe the question of maybe digging a bit deeper. Yeah. Just make sure we get that. I'll just make sure, you can definitely see what I'm talking about here. So we've got day 22. Who are the jokers? I'm going to talk about that with a projector. And here we've got this entropy and syntropy. Speeding up, slowing down. Yep, different harmonic frequencies of the solar system. Codes of the universe. Well, there has to be some sort of explanation for it, isn't there? The only other explanation for it I think science has is, I think they like to use the word chaos. I'd just like to make an extra note here. Actually, originally the word chaos meant infinity. Yeah. So, this whole chaos version that's going around at the moment, I'd like to rename that bullshit, basically. It's just a word to explain something that people have no clue about and would prefer to just, ignore it and not have to dig deeper themselves to uncover what it's talking about. Yeah? Because, this is a natural fluctuation. There's definitely a pattern, but it's not a clock. Yeah? It's a vast equation of millions of days. Yeah, absolutely. The book I wrote covers, I think it is 7.5 million days calculation. Yeah, I mean, wow, imagine if I had 7.5 million pounds. Yeah, £1 for each day that was included in my calculation. Not that I ever would actually even want that amount of money. I'm just using it as a for instance. So, the chaos jokers that haven't got a clue, that refuse to check the maths, maybe because they didn't come up with it, and they don't like this idea of our ancestors being more clever than them, because that puts a lot of things to doubt. Pretty much everything to doubt, really. All of history, all the bullshit. Oh well, you guys should check the maths then, eh? Unfortunately, if you don't actually do your homework, you don't get to understand what's going on. And homework in this context, talking about our shared home, the beloved planet Earth that we live on. Yeah. Not planet Gregorian, no. No, the actual natural planet Earth in the natural galactic universe that we live in. Yeah. Right. Well, let's see. Yeah, gonna go get a projector on. See you in a second. Yeah, we're back. So I have a few files about the jet streams, and so I'm just gonna grab those on. And of course, I suggest you do more research yourself. This one just generally gives us an overview of the different parts of the atmosphere. It's a bit too low resolution maybe, but you can get the general drift of these different layers in the atmosphere. And it's Piers Corbin. I'll put his name in the description and stuff. He's actually Jeremy Corbyn's brother. Yeah. Maybe you never heard him before. I would recommend listening to what he has to say. If we're going to have a proper interdimensional science of the universe, we're going to need to listen to everybody. Especially if they have maths to back up what they're saying. That covers thousands of years. And they're keeping track of the stuff right now. Pretty sure most of these guys have far more access to laboratories and technical equipment. My thing's time, really. Returning the natural cycles of time and honouring the ancestors, that's my thing. And we create peace through the process. That's the end result. of honouring the ancestors. Would you believe it? Yeah. Once and for all, finally, we have peace by honouring the ancestors. Yep. Yeah, we would need to create shrines everywhere there's been any sort of battle and any of our ancestors have been betrayed or fought with each other. Yeah, all these sites would have to have shrines, and we'd also all have to swear allegiance to nature. Yeah. And the hierarchies, they'll just have to well, it's over. I mean, your hierarchy's not going to work now, is it? Because look, we've got like holographic reality. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's just printed on, you know, a poster, but that's not a flat Earth. Yeah. It's a flat piece of paper, but that's geometries. Yeah. Yeah. These are like multi-dimensional geometries. Just in case. You know, just in case. Flat Earth. Right. I see that as another byproduct of our insane societies who really just do not understand maths. It helped me. It was, would you believe it? Yeah, it definitely would, helped me further than all the other experiences of life to even more realise that this whole maths thing is a real problem for most people. Yeah. Draw more geometries, get a calculator, and stop using the Gregorian calendar. Yeah. Yeah, get a calculator, or an abacus. If you don't want to use a machine, get an abacus, or find some other way of counting. There's different methods, you know. And yeah, draw more geometries. You know, connect the geometries to time. That's one of the things I was doing. I'm still doing. And look where I am now, because it all ties together. You know, even the jet streams now are going out of flow. Why is that? Is it maybe because we're in one of these shift periods between one fractal time matrix and the next? The shift between the 372 and the 391? Perchance? Perchance. Well, jet streams. Yeah. Yeah, we live on this planet. Yeah, it has jet streams and stuff. Yeah, no, the Pope doesn't control those. Yeah, and the chemtrails, that's not going to help. You're daft if you think that your fake religion and your fake science controls the jet streams. Honestly. It's why the human species really needs to get over its egos. Like, wow. Honestly. Oh, that's a nice one. Look how nice and high res this one is. There we go. So, here we go. Jet streams, weather fronts, shifting climates. Yeah. Yeah, it goes on all the time. Yeah. Yeah, sure, yeah. Obviously there's more chaotic times and less chaotic times. Well, obviously, you know, I'm daft for wanting to look for a pattern. Everybody seems to think that, you know, anybody who looks for patterns is a fool or something. Because what's it the thing they always say? If you look for a pattern, you'll always find one. And they say it as a sort of form of insult. It's really weird. I've always found it really strange one. Stuff that comes out of people's mouths. Far more polluting than CO2. The nonsense that comes out of people's mouths. Of course there's a pattern, but you know, belittling the pattern, what are you actually doing? You're actually belittling yourself. Yeah? Because guess what you're made out of? A pattern of creation. Yeah. all our cells and our DNA and the whole universe is a pattern. Would you believe it? Well, still don't seem to want to believe it, because that would mean giving up the Gregorian calendar. But well, enjoy not looking for patterns. While you don't look for patterns, I'm going to keep looking for patterns. Rossby waves. So here's the actual, so this guy Rossby, I'll put that in the description as well. So these are these things here. So this is like hot and cold. Intense hot and cold. Climatic weather fronts. I'm not a meteorologist or a weatherman, I'm trying my best. Yeah, I'm learning loads at the moment too. Yeah, that's the great thing about being humble, is you get to learn more. Yeah, so these fascinate me. So apparently right now these are getting like longer, and sometimes they're getting stuck because they usually rotate more. So I don't know if you've maybe noticed, I certainly have here, that we've had longer periods of sun without any rain, and then it's been torrential. And then it's cleared up again, which is definitely not a standard Scotland. It's usually just drizzle all the time. Yeah, so I hope you're paying attention to that. Maybe you're not paying attention to that. Who knows? Maybe everybody's just too busy surviving in this debt-based tax system to actually notice any of this stuff. Oh well. Well, I'm trying to, share it with you, so maybe, you start to pay more attention, But only you can pay more attention. It's your intention, yeah? It's not mine. I don't have a problem with other people telling me to have more intention, if I respect them, yeah. And well, I hope you respect me. I mean, I'm giving everything away for free, having been betrayed by a dozen people. Definitely owed about 50 grand now. Yeah. I guess they must all maybe just tell each other I'm just this overly trusting fool or something. I don't know. But for some unknown reason, none of these people keep their promises, and it seems to be fairly prevalent on our planet. So I just thought it was worth mentioning on this Day of the Fools, because really, they're fools. I've got science here, and it functions on multiple levels, and it's called adding stuff up as a fractal. It's really cool, actually. I look forward to more people being interested. So yeah, intention and attention. Yeah. So, what's our intention going to be? What are we going to do about these shifts? Yeah. People always die anyway, millions of people die anyway. There's never enough for everybody, because we live in entropy. So we'll have to fight for whatever's here. They create hierarchies to control everything. Wow, you really never understood fractal maths, eh? Yeah. Oh well. Fractal maths is really cool. Yeah. It's really cool. I like fractal maths. Right, so that's a bit about the jet streams and, these turbulent times we live in, but I mean the way the human species functions has pretty much been turbulent times the whole time. I mean, what we've been doing this recent warm period. World wars. Wow. What a stupid, not even a species yet. Yeah, it's stupid. And yeah, it does all go back to Europe, which is where the Gregorian calendar comes from, and the whole CO2 nonsense. Yeah, it does actually go back to Europe. Yeah, I actually find that really troubling. Yeah, because I've been going on about the Gregorian calendar for years, and nobody takes any of it seriously. Well, it's not just Gregorian calendar now, is it? Yeah. Dear, oh dear. just because you can't humble yourself to do a bit of maths. Wow. Oh well. I tried my best. Tried my best. Here's some websites again. Stars.org and freecodes.net. The truth will set us free. If it doesn't, it's not the truth. Still wish you blessings. Even the people that I was betrayed by, I still wish them blessings. I thought maybe one day they'd evolve enough to actually return a favour. So, peace to everybody, but you know, I can't have anything to do with people that just don't actually understand me, and I don't know what your whole deal is, but I'm not interested anymore. So this is what I'm doing now. This is my life. I wonder if I think I might just keep making videos. You know, really starting to get into this whole thing. So blessings to everybody on your paths, and maybe our paths meet again one day, and maybe they won't. Blessed be.